started by doing the telephones on the summer mid-dawn program, which was a good way to start because you were working the worst time of the day technically, but you do get to expand past just doing the telephone. So it was a good way, a good introduction into radio, and particularly the talkback side of it. Not so much interview side, obviously, but the talkback side. And from there, got a couple of producing jobs here. Got the job of being executive producer at nights and evenings. And then one summer got to do the on-air for the mid-dawn, and when the previous mid-dawn announcer retired, I got offered the gig and took it over and been doing that for over a year now.
I made my start in radio through volunteering at 2SER, and basically came at radio from studying politics and economics, so not through a journalism degree of any kind. And through volunteering at 2SER, I slowly worked my way through various programs and eventually secured the position of the producer of The Wire for Sydney.
Well, radio is an immediate kind of medium, so you can communicate directly with people, and talkback radio lets me get on a soapbox and have a whinge or have a say, which I like, whereas if you're a journalist, well, technically you're probably not meant to do that sort of thing. Although these days it's changing a bit, but print, I think print's dying out. I didn't really plan to be part of that. And as for TV, I think most of the programming now is incredibly vacuous, so I didn't want to be part of that either. So I think when you combine the intellectual rigour that radio requires plus the live immediacy of it, you put the two things together, I thought it was the best fit for me.
First of all, in relation to television, there's so much less fuss involved. It's quite mobile. You as an individual can go to events or places easily. Also, as regards, compared to print, I think radio allows for the use of the imagination more. Sound lets your visual imagination run free, I think. New technologies make radio work easier and harder. So new technologies allow you to get the production work done a lot quicker, and it makes it very easy to go and record things. But new technologies in terms of distribution also increase the expectations on you as a content producer. You're expected to feed content out through a variety of different mediums, not just through broadcast radio. In other words, it increases the demands on content producers. Not only do we have to produce a half hour of radio at the end of each day, we need to upload things to a whole variety of platforms. We need to write headlines, we need to write descriptions of stories, we need to provide links to further information, we need to tweet about those stories, we need to promote those stories on various other platforms and using other technologies. So it can be quite difficult to pack all of that into the same amount of time that you've always had, which is a day to get the show done. But it does increase your possibilities for finding niche audiences and for getting your content to people that otherwise would not have noticed.
The talkback side, you can be political, but you can also look at things of community importance. You can have a joke, you can look at sport. I mean, it's a very diverse medium if you want it to be. So unlike many TV shows which are either a sitcom or a news bulletin or something like that, if you have your own program, you can mould it how you best think it should be. But you've also got to be mindful as well that it's also what the audience wanted to be. So it's probably a 50-50 share. I mean, otherwise you're not going to rate well. So. We provide a soapbox. You know, radio is almost just like, the spectrum's just like going down to Hyde Park. We just put out the soapbox, we have a bit of a rant, and then say, right, for the next 40 minutes with a few ad breaks, you get on, whoever's out there, have your say, let us know what it's about, just don't break the law when you do it. So we're just like a facilitator of conversation. So if we can keep that conversation flowing in a manner that's good with the law, that's polite, that's respecting, then we're doing our job. Someone said that the newspapers, I don't know if it's true of all of them, but TV as well, pitch now to the IQ of an 8-year-old to try to get everybody in, lowest common denominator stuff. Radio to an extent has gone that way a bit, particularly FM. We try, my program anyway, tries to keep the standard up. It's difficult, but it's doable, and I think the ratings are reflecting that people are looking for something like that. They're sick of the Hollywood gossip and all that vacuous nonsense. We're only here between a nanosecond and 100 years. I mean, life's too short to worry about all that. There's important things to do.
Radio will either remain healthy or grow, and the reason for that is just that sound as a medium will not go away. There's always been people predicting that radio will die because images are more interesting, but those threats have been around now forever. And in a way, new technologies have made it easier to distribute sound, and made it easier for people to access that sound when they want to. So there's no reason why radio shouldn't continue to grow, remain healthy, if not grow.
I think, look, it has a bright future. Video didn't kill the radio star, so to speak. But, mergers and things like that will change the industry. It depends what governments do with policy. More broadly, radio has a bright future. People want to talk, people want to have their say on issues of importance, probably now more so than ever. And the ratings reflect that.